Hey guys, the webcast, that is the students' webcast which we had today. So it was very pleasant for some students, and it was not pleasant for some of the students because there were a lot of queries which students were having until yesterday, and today everyone got the clarity. So I am happy to mention to you guys that in yesterday's video I just shared the questions which I raised with our president, right? So I'm very happy that all the questions has been answered in sequence. However, I have written with the president and vice president. Okay, so all this credit goes to you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't have got all these questions and concerns, whatever you add with regards to the examination. So, which in turn I raised with the institute and the president and vice president. Okay, and one more good news, this is a very good news, I'm very happy. And the second good news is some of the tips which our president and vice president are gave in this webcast. All those things are there in my 30 days tips, that is 30 tips for 30 days, which I scheduled probably 3 or 4 days ago. So it is coming in the sequence. So I'm very happy that the president and vice president also thinking in the same manner, and I would request you guys also to think in the same manner however a professional will think. Okay, so in this video I'm just giving some of the webcast in case if you are unable to attend the webcast, so this video is for you guys. Okay, so there were Kaushik Banerjee, who is a secretary, attended who did a welcome for this webcast, and we had the vice president CMA Biswarup Basu, and we had our president sir CMA Balvinder Singh, and we had close to 3500 students. So it was going up and down. So by the time like mid of the session, I saw like the student count has decreased to 2300, then again it shoot up to 3400, and it was like ups and down. And the highlights given by the vice president is like to protect one from the coronavirus. So he just gave some of the introduction about the ICMA members, the history of it, and he just mentioned wrongly about the examination, that is from 17th June to 18th June. I'm still not clear why he is mentioned like that. So that was a one point, and he tried to motivate the students and the budding CMS with some of the famous quotes. And in the comment section, I just like seeing many of the students were like telling, come to the point. We do not need the philosophy, all those kind of things. People are mentioning. A few people are giving negative wording statement and all. So I did not feel comfort when I see all those things, because whoever it is, guys, they do have their limit. We need to appreciate and we need to respect each other. That's very important. Okay, and he also spoke about some of the initiative which our institute has taken relates to e-learning, the webinars, exemption for the trainings, all those things. So registration fees about the Kashmir and the northeastern states he mentioned. He spoke about the scope of the CMA in the dynamic world, like the now whatever is changing, all of the things, all those things he was just mentioning. And he was just is optimistic about the campus recruitment in the future, and we just need to wait and watch. And he ended his speech with a positive note, stating that entire world should come out of this pandemic situation as soon as possible. Okay, so coming to the highlight of the president, very important. So he just spoke about the lockdown situation, the efforts taken by the government of India, social distancing. So he also appreciated the efforts of the regional centers chapters by taking the proactive steps as soon as they just saw the severity of the coronavirus pandemic. And he just spoke about the relaxation given to some of the students, examination tips he gave us, a competency you should be having, regularity of studies, hard work, it should be part of your your study planner or your journey. And he just mentioned about some of the tips. So hours of study I just mentioned, about quality over quantity, smart study I just mentioned, trend analysis, priority to study material I already given in my 30 tips. So answer in a new sheet during your examination. And he ended up with giving few other tips, mentioning that due to the time constraint he cannot give his tips for the exam for the students. And he also just mentioned about his experiences with the students and members, all those things of past 2 decades, something like that. And he also mentioned that all the decisions whatever they take with regards to the examination and audit, all those things will be as per the consultants with the MCA, and they'll also will not take any of the random decision without the approval from the MCA. And he also mentioned do not spread any of the negativity among social media. Okay, and coming to the email whatever we sent, right guys, so all those things were answered in the sequence. So I would like to congratulate to all the students for raising this one, because I'm not happy that the examination is not postponed. But in case if it is postponed, not postponed, that is none of our business. I already mentioned in many of my videos. So let's concentrate on the studies. So in case if you have if you want to check whether these questions are answered in the sequence or not, you can just go to the Q&A section of the Q&A session of that section of that webcast, and you can see all the questions has been like read as it is whatever I mentioned in this email. Okay, and coming to the few of the concerns whatever our president has mentioned, so he just accepted, not completely accepted but delayed the notification. So he just mentioned that there were a couple of online examination notification which was issued as and when it occurred, and a few of the other updates has been given as and when it occurred in the current scenario. Okay, so he just spoke about the examination, I mean the training exemption, 100 hours computer training, postal papers, all those things. So he also mentioned that class trainings were shut, and he appreciated the efforts taken by the Bangalore chapter, and I'm very happy that I am part of the Bangalore chapter. And he just gave some of the tips for the students not to completely rely on the classes, so also do a self study, all those things. So exam postponement, what changes in case if the examination is postponed by 45 days? That's what the question our president has asked. In case if it is postponed for 45 days or more than 45 days also, I do not see any much changes in the students. So he just mentioned to concentrate as per the schedule given by our institute previously. Okay, so he just told about to attend the online trainings, webinars, so, and not completely rely on the private coaching. I just also mentioned how the private coaching centers will be performing in this during shutdown, all those things he mentioned. And for those students who were having doubts with the applying for both the groups after the issuance of the notification for the exemption, so he just mentioned you need to apply often for both the groups. That is, in case if you applied for one group, if you wanted to attend another group, so you need to apply offline. That's what he just mentioned. So negativity across social media should be avoided. He also mentioned that they issued a notification with regards to the stopping of negativity across social media. Okay, so he also mentioned that in case if the examination is postponed, there will be problem with the university examination. And he also mentioned about the changes in the syllabus in the future for the CMA course. And he appreciated all the council members, staff, IT support, all the people who are working continuously and rigorously in this pandemic situation and the worst situation whatever we are seeing as of now. And at the end, there is no exam postponement. He also gave some of the reasons. So he discussed with the council members. So it also takes a lot of efforts to postpone the examination. And he also mentioned the effects postponement of this examination affects the whole cycle of like the other universities examination will get affected. So that is the reason he mentioned. And there were like some of the students from the ICSI, that is the company secretary students, requested not to postpone the examination because they also will be writing the CM examination, and other examinations will not clash with CMA. So that's what he mentioned, that is the CACS will not clash with this CMA examination. And it all at the end he also mentioned that all depends on government decision. So even government is not able to take the decision whether the lockdown will continue after 3rd May also. So he just gave one note, that is the final decision on the examination might be taken only after the situation comes to control and the decisions taken by the government of India. Okay, this is the video I just wanted to summarize. Okay, so this is the information and summary which I wanted to give it to guys. Okay, so do not worry, concentrate and do your best. I would always there to support for you guys, and whatever the questions you have, you can just drop your questions in this video's comment section. I will be happy to help you guys. Okay, so this is Satish signing off for the rest. You check it, and bye bye.